Okay, now, as a way of sort of tying together everything we've learned in this movie, let's watch a project manager, some stakeholders, and a sponsor meet to define the scope of the project. Watch and see if you can identify what was good and what was bad about the project manager's performance, but I'll give you a hint. This movie's got a lot more bad than good in it. Let's take a look.
Martha is making a big mistake with this $100,000 we saved from the budget. Dan told her to do something bold with it. Well, that's what happens when you get a ski bum for company president.
Yeah. With that kind of money, we could fancy up the hotel, restaurant, and therapy operations here in Vail. Rather than waste it on Martha's fantasy.
We could also buy a new reservation system for hotel and restaurant, which Martha knows we need. I could write a really sleek code, search interface, and GUIs.
Whoa, look, just stay away from reservations, all right? Dan's new project manager owns that turf. Yeah, and be careful with the other project managers. This one local yokel that Martha hired, I mean, they're all weird.
Yeah.
A local yokel is here. I'm assuming this is the meeting about Martha Hobson's new project?
Look, I didn't mean anything.
It's okay. I am a project manager, and we are weird. So I'm just here to meet with Martha, the vice president.
Everything the sun shines on.
If you were the contract project manager I hired, let's get started. Oh, good, you're staying. All right, this here is Monica. She runs my hotel and restaurant operations. Judd is my facilities guy. And Ren does all my systems work when she's not tripping over the morons in the IT department.
Okay, well, tell me about the project.
If word of this leaks out, I will rip out all of your livers. Dan has asked me to do something bold with Vailcrest and the extra budget money we have. So, we are going to open up a new restaurant and treatment branch in Breckenridge.
What? I've never heard of anything like that.
Precisely. We are going to be breaking new ground in the rehabilitation and spa industry. Is that bold or what?
I mean, that could work. People like to ski different slopes, and your idea would give them a home for the day without missing their rehabilitation, massages, or our food.
I don't know whether the guests will like it or not, but we certainly do need to put PCs for them. Will we serve all 3 meals? Offer full rehab services? Would that affect our system staff?
Those are details, and I'm going to leave that to the project manager and you 3. I trust that you will bring this project to a successful, no, triumphant conclusion. Do you have any questions?
Okay, so exactly what kind of staffing will we need at this new operation? And how are we going to market it to your guests? Are we going to take out newspaper ads? Are we going to have people transfer from Vail over to Breckenridge? Or are we going to hire new people? How do you want this done?
Stop with all the stupid detail. You'll have to work that out in your plan. That's what I'm paying you for. You can work with my people to decide on all that minutia.
Okay, what's the budget and what completion date do you want?
Very good, Ren. What we're looking at is opening by 120 days and not to spend more than $100,000 on the entire project. Now, this whole project must remain secret until the grand opening. Do you understand? All right, no sense wasting time. You 4 can get started now.
Wow, was that awful. The project manager dived headfirst into the activity trap with the sponsor, never really defined the scope, and agreed she's a little bit nasty, but a difficult sponsor to work with, but that's no excuse. The project manager is now leading his team on the Titanic, and the iceberg is right there. This is going to be very hard to recover from the absence of a scope, and the project manager was intimidated by the sponsor, and as a result, he's going to have a failed project. Just think about how angry she'll be at the end. Woo! Now, let's go back and look at the right way.
So tell me about the project.
If word of this leaks out, I will rip out all of your livers. Dan wants me to do something bold with Vailcrest and the extra budget money we have. So, we are going to open up a restaurant and treatment branch in Breckenridge.
Oh my God.
That's
I could
great.
redesign the whole new place.
No, I'm going to do a great system of computers,
food
and I'm
service
going to
could
put
just
the
be
wireless.
I'm sorry,
great-
just excuse me for a moment. I just need to know how you, Martha, will judge the success of this project. What measures will you use?
Good question, but I'll think about that for now. Right now, we need to get started. We have a very short amount of time and a very limited budget, so let's not waste time or money.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know you have a busy schedule, but another 5 minutes can really make the difference between success and failure on this project.
Okay, get on with it. You're supposed to be the professional project manager.
Right, and if we start the project without knowing how you'll measure success, then we'll end up doing the wrong things and the project will fail. So, do you want high profits? Are you looking for additional revenue? Do you want to beat your competitors to the punch? What's the end result here?
All right, simply this. Open the Breckenridge branch in 120 days from now without spending more than $100,000. Is that clear?
Why, I get that. That's the constraints. I just need to know what's the end result.
Why is that your business? Open the damn branch and I'll worry about the end result.
Well, that has no chance of success. What'll happen is if we don't know how you're going to measure success, we'll end up doing a lot of the wrong things. In fact, we'll have to redo a lot of things, and the project will fail. You're going to end up having to check every task that we do. Now, if you can just tell me what will make you happy with the project, we can get it done right.
You want to make me happy? Start now with no more talking.
Well, that approach has a 0% chance of success. If you can just tell me what it is that you think will make this project successful, that would really help this. I mean, that's the project sponsor's job. That's what we need from you.
You make a very good point. There are many things I want. I want the Breckenridge facility to be profitable, and I want a significant portion of our Vailcrest guests to use it.
Oh, okay. So how profitable do you want it to be? Do you want it to pay for itself in 2 years or 3 years? Or do you want to make a certain dollar amount?
Good question. I would like a 20% profit and a 1-year return on the investment.
And how many guests do you expect to use the facility in Breckenridge?
Let's shoot for 20 Vailcrest guests using the facility, Breckenridge facility, every day on average.
Okay, so that's perfect. 20 guests a day, 20% profit, and a 1-year payback.
I don't want to back myself into a corner here.
Well, you can change the project criteria anytime you want. It's just that once we get started, any changes you make may affect the cost and duration of the project.
Okay, get to work.
Well, that was a lot better, wasn't it? And it took some courage. The project manager was very polite, but boy, he was insistent about getting a scope, and it's like putting his head in the in the lion's mouth. But sponsor came around, didn't she? He gave some good reasons about why we have to have a metric for our scope, why it has to be measurable, and how not defining the scope really put the whole project at risk. The sponsor responded. I'm not saying that they're great friends now, but we've got a good foundation to move forward on the project, don't we? This is the right way to do it.